Welcome back to the Grow Your Nutrition Business podcast. At Healthy Steps Nutrition, we believe something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be complicated, which is why we focus on a simple, habit-based approach. We know that helping your clients become the best and healthiest versions of themselves isn't just about what they eat or coming to the gym a few hours a week. We, as gym owners and coaches, have to focus on a holistic approach, looking at support systems, stress management, sleep, mindset, lifestyle, and of course, exercise and nutrition. I'm your host, Nicole Coyne, registered dietitian and founder of Healthy Steps Nutrition, CrossFit HSN, and HSN Mentoring. I'm also the author of The Basics of Nutrition Coaching, CrossFit Preferred Nutrition course. In this podcast, I'm going to teach you how to make one step at a time to becoming the best nutrition coach and building an awesome habit-based coaching program. Today's podcast guest is Lindsay McDonald. She is our Chief of Staff at HSN Mentoring and is the main point of contact for every gym getting launched with HSN. She also helps gym owners with figuring out where they should be investing their time and energy to help support the growth of a nutrition coaching program. I was recently looking at a survey that talked about how much revenue is coming from nutrition inside of a gym and how many gyms run nutrition coaching programs. In this survey that surveyed thousands of different types of gyms, about 63% of them said they offered nutrition. Yet, less than 5% of revenue was actually coming from a nutrition coaching program. Last weekend, I hosted a live event in Scottsdale, Arizona for gym owners, and we talked about nutrition and mental health. I had people fill out a survey there. 50% of those people said that they offered an ongoing nutrition coaching program. 25% said that they offered challenges, and 25% that they said they offered nothing. All of those people were in a similar boat. 5% or less of revenue coming from nutrition, yet in air quotes, they run a nutrition coaching program. So what is the difference between these gyms that say they offer it, but it's not a significant piece of the puzzle in their business, to the gyms that have increased revenue by 25, 30, 40% through nutrition and employee wellness programs? What is the difference between these two different types of gyms? Same CrossFit gym, same boutique fitness facility, but what are the gym owners doing differently with the businesses that have thriving nutrition coaching programs? Today, Lindsay and I take a deep dive into it. After we got done recording, I said, man, this was probably one of my favorite episodes that we've done. Super actionable. You will walk away no matter where you are in your business with at least one tip to help you make nutrition a bigger priority in your message so that ultimately you can scale and grow your nutrition coaching program. Whether you don't have a nutrition program at all, or you do, but you know that it could be bigger and better, this episode is for you. I hope you enjoy this podcast episode with Lindsay McDonald. We will get to this episode right after this message. Did you know that HSN is hosting a live event with Push Press in Nashville, Tennessee? That's right, the Gym Accelerator Summit is going to be a live event July 13th to the 15th for gym owners, nutrition coaches, and aspiring nutrition coaches who are looking to take their nutrition program in their gym to the next level. There's going to be keynote sessions and breakout sessions to help gym owners take a deeper dive into topics that they want to learn more about. Yes, we will be really focusing on how to make health a bigger priority, but there's also going to be some amazing keynote speakers talking about how to give feedback, how to take care of yourself, take care of others, how to prioritize mental health for yourself, how to increase confidence in the sales process, and so much more. Make sure that you lock in your spot today for the Gym Accelerator Summit in Nashville, Tennessee, July 13th to the 15th. You can click the link in the show notes to lock in your spot today. I hope to meet you in Nashville, Tennessee. This event is for any gym owner and coach. You do not have to be a part of HSN Mentoring to attend this event. Hope to see you there. All right, let's get to this message with Lindsay McDonald. Lindsay, welcome back to the Grow Your Nutrition Business podcast.
Hi, Nicole. How are you?
Doing awesome. I'm excited to chat with you today. This is the last time We are recording a podcast before we see each other in person in Nashville.
4 weeks from today.
So freaking excited. I love this event. But today we have an important topic. So let's dive into that. I could talk about gas all day. Gym owners. There is a difference, and we can see it so clearly with the gyms that go from an okay nutrition program to a really great nutrition program. And it comes down to, of course, the delivery of a professional experience, but ultimately the owner and the leader of the tribe for that gym. There are so many times that I talk to gym owners and they say, I sent my coach through X certification online and they built a program. The program's up and running. And then they, for whatever reason, left and the program left with that coach, or it just fizzled out. The owner doesn't have the time to wear that nutrition coaching hat or the passion, but understands it's an important piece of the puzzle. But then all of a sudden they've invested this money into an online certification, then it dies out because that person leaves. It is the opposite of a good business decision to make a piece of your business 100% reliant on one person, which is why we recommend building a nutrition team. That's why the initial investment for mentoring now includes 2 nutrition coaches, essentially front loading. But I want to take a deeper dive into the role of a nutrition, the role of an owner in a nutrition coaching program. At this point, you've talked to thousands of gym owners that have partnered with HSN. You know the trends that you see with gyms that do really good and the gyms that don't. So we want to talk about both ends of the spectrum, like the gyms that are killing it with nutrition, bringing in 6 figures with nutrition. What are they doing? What is the owner doing to support that program? And then the ones that struggle, what's going on with those businesses? I say we start with the best part first, right? Let's start with the owners that are killing it. What are some of the things, like what's the first thing that we need to be thinking about if we're an owner and want to revamp or get a nutrition program up and running?
They need to be involved in the development of the nutrition program. So this is going back to what you said. It's very different from what a lot of owners have done in the past, where they identify a coach, the coach goes through something independently. The owner does not have a finger on the pulse as to what that program entails, how it's being delivered. We recommend that they go through the same training as a nutrition coach so they are fully aware, regardless if they are working with clients themselves. I would say, Nicole, most owners aren't because they do not have the bandwidth. But this program is going to become a part of their business, of their vision, and they need to be aware expectations, recommendations, and how it's going to be implemented.
At the end of the day, it comes to communication and messaging. And if you are a gym owner and you can't clearly define what your nutrition program is about, how someone gets started, what is included, what does the client experience look like, you're not going to be able to scale up a nutrition program, because if you can't describe it, how in the world do you expect your staff to describe it? And then how do you expect your members to know that you can help them if you can't clearly define the benefits and what your program includes? And I would venture to say that most gym owners that I talk to in free calls are like, yeah, we have a nutrition program, but like they really don't know. Or the gym owner that I literally just got off the phone with in a free call, he's like, Nicole, yeah, we have a nutrition program. It's an option that people can get started with. He goes, maybe 5% of people sign up for it. And it honestly comes down to confidence. I'm not confident that we can deliver this really great experience, so I don't sell it. I would venture to say most gym owners listening to this podcast are in that boat.
Yeah. Ask yourself, how confidently or passionately do you speak about something that you don't know about intimately, right? I mean, it's as simple as that. If you don't know something, if you don't know the ins and outs, if you haven't been a part of that experience from a client perspective, how confidently are you going to talk about that program and really feel that it's the best option for new people getting started at your gym?
And authentically, like I can say with 1000% conviction, if someone signs up for nutrition, fitness, and accountability at our gym, they're going to see better results. They're going to get connected in our community. We're going to be able to help them in such a greater way and be able to provide such a greater impact in their life outside of the gym than someone that just signs up for the gym. Can we help someone if they just sign up for the gym? Yes. But I can say that I'm going to be able to accelerate your results, and therefore you stay longer. You're adding a revenue stream to your gym if I have clients sign up for nutrition and fitness. And the people that do our sales are 100% passionate the same way I am about that service. But if they weren't, we wouldn't be selling nutrition.
Yeah, I agree. And I know the feedback that I get from owners going through training now with HSN Mentoring is they get to be a client for 6 weeks. They get to see it from a client perspective. They get access to a coach. They get access to the HSN app. They get access to the resources. So by the time they're through that training phase, they have that confidence already. I know what this looks like. I know this has helped me as an owner. Therefore, I am confident it will help people getting started.
100%. Mm-hmm. The biggest mistake that you can make if you are a gym owner is to go to a different nutrition coaching program other than the one of your own. I understand, like, as you come on to our program, you're getting coached by us, but the goal is, like, hey, continue working with nutrition with your nutrition coach. Or if you're not partnering with HSN, fine, no problem. Sign up for your nutrition coaching program yourself and see if it's the experience that you want to deliver to your clients. If it's not, okay, we need to go back to the drawing board and revamp, restructure, and relaunch a nutrition program so that you are delivering a professional experience with 100% confidence that you can help the people that are signing up for it.
Yeah, imagine how confusing that would be. I'm a person. I'm seeing all these options and solutions for whatever goal I'm looking to achieve. I come to my gym, the place where I expect to just be not told what to do, but kind of told what to do. They are the experts and they have my best intentions at heart. And they are advertising a nutrition program. The owner, the leader of the tribe, is doing something completely different. And I'm seeing that maybe on social media, maybe I'm hearing that. That's going to wane or waver the confidence I have in the program they are trying to implement. So I completely agree with you. And I've seen that happen a couple of times. And recommendation would be, going back to what you said, try that out. Be on the same page.
The other side of this is if you have multiple coaches doing multiple types of programs. I've got one coach doing keto, one coach doing macros, one coach doing habits. People are already confused. No, reel everyone in. Everyone needs to be on the same page. You need it to deliver a consistent and professional experience. So initial training, if you're going through HSN Mentoring, owners are required to go through the training. So you don't have a choice, or else our program's not the best fit for you. Like I have two lenses with this program. Number one, am I setting the business up for success, which means you as an owner need to be on board. And number two, are we helping coaches feel 100% confident when they're delivering the service? And both of those pieces need to be thought about as you are delivering a professional experience in your gym. So initial training, we got it. We understand. The other piece of that is like owners need to be involved in pricing, packaging, the sales process. Like so many times we're revamping the sales process completely from what gyms are doing so that we can easily guide people to the best option. And a lot of times gym owners are the ones doing the sales.
Yeah. They're either hosting the sales conversations or they have, say, a general manager who is closely following them and is helping out with those appointments. Regardless of who's hosting those appointments, it needs to be consistent. And that typically falls on the shoulders of the owner. They set the stage. They understand exactly what that client journey looks like from day one, which should offer fitness, nutrition, and accountability on day one to set that new person up for the best results possible in a 90-day plus timeline. From there, if they have other people hosting that appointment, role play with us, of course, with HSN Mentoring, but with the owner to ensure that those appointments are being held in a consistent manner.
For sure. So if you have a salesperson and they're not the owner, it would be beneficial for that salesperson to even go through a few weeks of nutrition coaching to experience the program. It's so much easier to talk about it authentically and genuinely when you have experienced something. It was interesting last weekend, Jason, myself, Kayla, we were all at a live event for gym owners in Scottsdale, and 3 of the keynote speakers were talking about building a front end offer that encompasses nutrition, fitness, and accountability. Like 3 different conversations. not including mine that was also saying, hey, you need to do this. But it's funny how there's such a shift in gym ownership right now, and like the services that gyms that are at the forefront are offering. And the experts in the field are talking about this like, hey, you're not just providing access. That's not the value of your service anymore. Your value is the transformations and results that you're going to get your clients. And in order to do that, you need to address nutrition. You need to have accountability, and of course, whatever fitness solution you're offering. So initial training, we got that. What's the next thing that gym owners need to be thinking about really to become a champion of their nutrition coaching program?
They need to make sure, and kind of going back to staff, right? The staff has to be all on the same page. So that comes from hosting regular staff meetings. First step, if those are not being hosted, let's start to schedule those in at least once a month, ideally, where nutrition has a piece or a place in that staff meeting so that the entire staff is hearing updates firsthand. They're understanding how the program is run, how to get somebody started on the gym floor if they're looking for help.
I remember speaking at a CrossFit summit earlier this year, and I asked people to raise their hand if I could go up to anyone on their staff, like if you lined everyone up, picture all of your staff members lined up. If I could go up to any random person and say, hey, what's your nutrition program about? How do I get started? What does it look like? How will it help me? The amount of people that did not raise their hands was, I think, mind blowing to everyone on HQ. Like everyone that was there was like, oh, we have a lot of work to do in this area. And I think when even gyms with HSN mentoring, this is an opportunity that they need to be thinking about, because the initial training, when whatever you do with a nutrition coaching program, you get a program up and running, you have an initial training with your staff, but okay, great. Now it's the forefront of their mind when you launch. But what happens 3, 6 months, a year later, if you're not intentional with keeping nutrition a part of how you train your staff, they're not going to be intentional with keeping nutrition a part of the message in classes. And you cannot have your nutrition program be reliant on you talking about it as an owner or the nutrition coach talking about it. It reminds me of CrossFit Rome, Amber. And when I first talked to them, she's like, all of my nutrition clients come from the classes that I coach. I'm like, oh, well, we got to change that, because that's not going to work out for you to scale and grow and help the people that need to be helped. And they did a really good job getting all of their staff on board, making it a bigger part of their message. And now it's a huge part of their business, which has opened doors to nutrition only clients, employee wellness, and all these other opportunities now that they're able to impact other people in their community.
Yeah, I agree. This piece is probably the biggest one that I feel can immediately cap the growth of a program, because what can happen is that if the entire staff is not a part of it, it inadvertently becomes a specific coach's subset program within the umbrella of a gym. It becomes Nicole's nutrition program within HSN as opposed to HSN's nutrition program. And if this is really going to be part of what we are about, our vision, it needs to be built into every aspect of what we do. I know when I first got started way back when, I thought the obvious answer was for me to attend every single class of every single day to spread the word about nutrition. Why not, right? The easiest, and you are my mentor. You were the only other mentor at that time. You said, or we can make sure that the entire staff is speaking the same language so that Lindsay has a life outside of going to every single class at the gym, right? It just makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Having a role play opportunity during staff meetings. You love role play. You actually foster these staff meetings. Like sometimes gyms will purchase an additional mentoring call and help you train the staff, which is perfectly fine either way. I mean, we have an online page that gyms that are partnered with us can send to their entire staff to help get the conversation going. But if you are doing a nutrition program on your own, come up with a couple different scenarios. Hey, this person says this person says this. How would you answer it? And let your staff role play and practice those so that you're providing a consistent message. Another easy tip that I will say to do that's immediately actionable that you can do right now is, if you use Slack, create a client wins channel and make sure your nutrition coach is in there. I think this is really important if you've got nutrition coaches that are not coaches of your gym. Why? Because the nutrition coaches are seeing people And the wins that are happening outside of their PRs are not getting transferred into classes. The best people that are going to promote your nutrition program are the clients that are doing awesome. They're going to be able to talk about it the most authentically. So why a client wins channel is helpful is you can say like, Lindsay, I heard you're killing it with X, Y, and Z, and you were able to do, this. How has Amanda, our nutrition coach, helped you? Like, what would you say to someone about our nutrition coaching program? And let you ramble about it for a couple minutes during classes. Now people are like, oh man, if it's working for Lindsay, she's been a member for here for a while, and now she's seeing all these results. Like, maybe I need to think about it. And the more consistently you do that, the easier it is for people to start associating nutrition and results with you and your brand.
I completely agree. And the other case would be, imagine if I were a new member, right? And I'm sharing all of my results that I've been able to achieve in a shorter timeline. And those longer standing, a little bit more stubborn people at the gym that we love are taking notice. Lindsay's performance and how she feels and looks is really skyrocketing. What is different here? And they'll come up and ask me that. And I'm going to tell them, right? It's working with nutrition, fitness, and accountability coaching from day one that has really set the standard, my results.
You need client success stories. So yes. If you are a gym owner and you're not capturing these, this is a huge missed opportunity. Ask those people that are seeing the wins to leave you a Google review talking about nutrition and fitness. Highlight them on a blog. Share their stuff on social media, not just the losses and gains, but like, how have you helped them? What are the things that you're doing? What are the things that are happening in the nutrition coaching program that are helping your clients get more confident? Because the truth is, someone that needs that help is going to read those things and go, oh man, I need accountability. I need those weekly check-ins. I need something that's simple and sustainable. I want more energy. I want to be able to sleep better. I want to be able to play with my kids. Like, they want to see all of those results so that it's increasing their confidence bucket of like, okay, you helped all of these people. You can help me too. If you don't do that and you're just providing all this free help, yes, free help is great. But at some point, you need to go from the free help that you're providing to actually building a successful and sustainable business. In order to do that, you need the results to help bridge that gap.
Yeah, and owners typically have a great relationship with every single member, right? So that means being able to have those informal touch points on the gym floor, a phone call, anything of that nature, in a goal or an athlete check-in if they do those quarterly. A great opportunity for owners to just check in and say, what have you been loving? How has fitness, nutrition, and accountability helped you on your health and wellness journey? And share that information.
I love that. Okay. I feel like we've nailed it. So staff training, you gotta do that. This third piece that I think is so important for employee engagement and retention is often overlooked by gym owners. We started this podcast with a story about gym owners put all their eggs in one person's basket. They get it up and running, and then the coach leaves for whatever reason. How do we mitigate that piece of the puzzle?
Yeah. So we need to make sure that the ongoing approach is cemented. So obviously attention on the initial training, 100%. And then launch as well. Make sure that is up and running and everyone's on the same page. But what happens 3, 6, 9, 12 months post? What is the owner's role there to ensure they're continuing to be a champion of the nutrition program, that they're keeping their finger on the pulse as to how it's being run, what the expectations are in the event of they do need to bring on a new coach or they have to step in and assist in any shape, way, or form, that it's a seamless transition.
I would strongly encourage, even if you don't actually need another nutrition coach right now, within 3 to 6 months of getting a program launched, you have someone else going through the training to get up and running so that you're dividing and conquering. Because the truth is people are going to be more passionate about working with different types of clients. So like on our staff, Amanda is so passionate about hormone health, right? Like she is so, you get her in a room talking to people about hormone health. She like is pumped up about it. You've got Brittany, who's super passionate about performance nutrition. If I were to give Brittany all of the hormone health clients and Amanda all their performance clients, just because that's how, the cookie crumbled, neither one of them would be they would do it. They would do a great job, but they wouldn't probably be in like their desire zone where I'm helping the most amount of people, that I'm can move the needle forward the fastest, that I'm most passionate about serving. And ultimately, I'm probably going to cause them to burn out a little bit faster. So having coaches that are passionate about different types of clients is only going to help you be able to increase their buy-in and increase the amount of engagement they have with your nutrition coaching program, with your business.
Yeah, I think it's smart. And it's not that we have to fill that second person up 100%, right? It's always great to have somebody who is in the know, a part of the program, speaks the same language, and is ready to help out if and when needs. I know nutrition coaching is such a personal relationship that they form, and not every coaching client is a great fit. So having that other option is a fantastic solution.
For sure.
Yeah.
The other piece of it is ongoing support with the nutrition coach. We talked about staff training, and not all coaches make great nutrition coaches. So eventually most gyms end up hiring someone outside of their standard coaching staff to be a nutrition coach. Either way, gym owners need to be meeting with their nutrition coaches on a regular cadence for a few reasons. Number one, where are you at compared to capacity? What are you loving right now? What opportunities do you see that I don't see? How can I best support you so that we can grow together and you are feeling fulfilled? Like, if you're not having those conversations to help develop your staff, they're not going to be super fulfilled with coaching at your program in general. Like, your coaches want to be able to grow and prosper. You need to be able to help facilitate that.
Your coaches don't want to feel like they're on an island doing something completely independent and not feeling connected. And I have a really great example of this. I talked to a gym a few months ago that weren't meeting independently. They were coming to their mentoring calls, which was phenomenal. So owner and coach were there. However, they weren't meeting independently, which I would recommend monthly outside of a monthly mentoring call. They started to implement this. And in that first nutrition coach owner meeting, the coach shared that she wasn't hitting revenue goals that she had personally set. They had it as a business set goals at the start of the year, but she was wanting to attain more. And she identified that corporate wellness was where she wanted to dive into. And the owner was her gateway, her entrance way to that realm because of his connections within the local community. That just spurned a whole other conversation. Both people walked away from that meeting feeling productive. Okay, you heard me. This is what I need from you. And that's where it comes from, right? I need your help as you're the owner. I need your help here. Perfect. Let's lay out a plan on how I'm going to help you fill your cup the way you want that to be filled.
You brought up employee wellness, and I think this is like a bright and shiny object that everyone wants to learn more about. Owners have to be involved in the initial setup with employee wellness. If you don't do this, you're making a huge mistake, because at some point, a nutrition coach is going to leave. And if the entire relationship is built around this nutrition coach that's no longer in the program, your business has invested time and energy into get something set up. But when they leave, you're not able to continue to deliver that program. Instead, like, let the beginning of the relationship be with you. Let the ending relationship be with you. And then let coaches fulfill the actual employee wellness program, ensuring that it's up to the standards that you're wanting for your business. But employee wellness, gym owners need to be involved in those initial conversations. I love bringing nutrition coaches in. I think that's really helpful so that people can meet them, build relationships with them. But ultimately, the beginning and the end needs to be with you as an owner.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, the other piece of it too is obviously schedules are very tight within the month for owners as well. So they do have the opportunity with HSN Mentoring to hop on the call, but they also have access to the owner's mastermind project too, which is an owners only meetup at the end of each month. And I know that is a huge value for owners to kind of just get advice from other owners that have been in similar situations. I think we can all agree that we learn best by what has not worked for other people and then not making those same mistakes, which is why we're hosting this podcast today, right?
The other piece of the puzzle is QA and feedback with coaches. You cannot expect, like, no one's going to care as much about your business as an owner as you are. They just won't. Like, although I would venture to say you care just as much about HSN as I do. But for the most part, like, people, your staff is, and I think that's normal.
Yeah.
So what we also need to do is make sure that there's QA, there's quality assurance so that you can make sure that boxes are being checked and the program's being delivered at the expectations that you want. In a gym setting, this is really important if you have multiple coaches because you don't want one coach doing something completely different than another coach. Your clients talk to each other, so they're going to realize that. I think it's another reason why you want feedback from from clients that are doing your program.
Mm-hmm.
We have graduation calls. I talk to every owner after they're done with the training. I want feedback. I want to know what's going on. I want to hear what can we help support you with. We also have those check-ins with clients that have been with us for a while. Hey, I want to see what's going on. It is totally normal to do this in a gym setting for classes, right? Like you jump in a 6 a.m. class. It is very obvious if that coach has prepared, if they're following the all the SOPs and what you've written out for the class plan versus a 6 p.m. class. And for nutrition coaching, since it's behind closed doors, having those check-ins, it's not as easy to see what's going on, which is why it's really important to have those conversations, get some feedback, and also do some QA. It is impossible to do QA if you don't have a streamlined way to communicate with clients and a professional system to deliver. Meaning you're not going to take your coach's phone and go through their text messages to see, are they checking in with clients? You're not going to go through their Facebook Messenger and see if they're checking in with clients. Yep. That's not going to happen. The HSN app is where you house all of that information. So as an owner, you can log in and see, what do the check-in messages look like? Are they getting done? What else is getting done? Does everyone have a habit? Does everyone have a program subscribed? Like, is it all happening or is it not? And we need to have a sit down and feedback for our coaches. I remember when I first started HSN, I was so nervous to have these conversations, but ultimately, like, it is on you as the owner to ensure your business is delivering the system and the professional service that you want for your business. And if you wait too long before giving feedback, you're going to have like 50 things to give feedback on. And then it's going to be super overwhelming for that person. Like when you have an issue, look into it, talk to the person and move forward together.
Yeah. And think about it. Members talk. They do talk. So if two people are paying the same price point for a level of service and experiencing two different types of accountability, that's going to come out at some point. The other piece is that you want a nutrition coach that has the growth mindset to accept that feedback. So this works really well both ways. And I do agree with you though, Nicole, from the very beginning to set the stage of QA is going to happen. Here's how it's going to happen. It's going to happen during our monthly meetings. I'm going to be a part of the mentoring calls. If you're with HSN Mentoring, I'm going to be in the HSN app that they both have the same login to. So it's super simple for them to go in. And I'm going to be checking on a weekly basis just how clients are doing. On top of that, I will be receiving feedback from clients that I pull randomly, maybe every 3 months, and get feedback. The purpose of that would be to share something extremely positive to the coach as well, right? So I think this is an important piece that is often overlooked until it's too late. And it is a pivotal piece that helps a nutrition coach become more confident, can hear from someone else the impact they're having on their community as well.
100%. I'm a fan of more feedback at the beginning as you're onboarding someone and then tapering down to a regular basis. With HSN Mentoring, you do all the QAs for the mentors. Like there's no one that doesn't get QA in our program. You do it every other month, I think.
Every other month now. Yep.
So every other month for mentors. And it's just a part of the process. And what's really cool when you foster this environment is your coaches will end up saying like, hey, I had this weird thing happen. Can you take a look at it and see what's going on and how I could do better? Like that is the dream team that you could have instead of feeling like you're walking on eggshells. Providing feedback is a super important piece of the puzzle that most gym owners are just not scared, but uncomfortable with having tough conversations, and you need to do it. Tim Arnold is a leadership expert. He's coming to the Gym Accelerator Summit and doing a whole keynote session on feedback. Our team actually went through that keynote session. When was it? A year ago. And that was like one of our favorite things that we did with him as a like internal staff meeting. I'm excited that he's going to do it with all of the attendees at the Gym Accelerator Summit in Nashville next month.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I know that was a high point, a bright spot for all of us mentors. And just quickly going back to the QA, I think for some owners, it's uncomfortable because they're just not used to doing it. When we're not used to doing something, it can feel clunky at first. But I can't tell you how many owners that I've talked to that have done QA with their nutrition coaches and now do it with their fitness coaches they never have before. And they said, this is just standardized expectations. It's so much easier to go back and say, this wasn't my expectation because we said it 2 months ago. It's so much easier to have those tougher conversations that we all do not enjoy having, but they will become a part of gym ownership at some point.
They need to be to take your program to the next level. I think if you're new to this process, you need to lay out what is the bare minimum, right? Like, what do you expect? What is above and beyond to deliver that professional service? And what doesn't meet that standard level of expectation that you're looking for with your program? And you can turn the other way, you can look the other way, but ultimately that's going to affect the retention of your program, the amount of raving fans that you have, which leads to referrals, the amount of Google reviews, the amount of nutrition revenue, like all of it comes into, are you delivering the thing that you said you were going to do at the level that exceeds expectations of people who sign up?
Yeah, I agree.
Owners are a vital piece of the puzzle when we think about taking a nutrition program to the next level. Anything else that you want to add as we wrap up today?
I get feedback from owners saying, I feel bad that I cannot work with clients directly for nutrition. And I want to dispel that that's the expectation. The expectation is that you can recognize your own bandwidth, and then you've identified a great person to be the leader, the face of the program, but that you are dedicated to being a champion of the program. And the champion of the program is not a short term. It is not a month-long role that you can wear. It is an eternal role that we are excited to help guide you in. And we know that this is the best solution for the program to be the biggest hit that it can possibly be, in my opinion.
I love that. Lindsay, thank you for all that you do. I know you're leading 3 breakout sessions for owners during the Gym Accelerator Summit. One talking about front-end offer, increasing the confidence with the sales process and what happens if someone doesn't sign up. And then that leads into the second one, which is like, hey, someone doesn't sign up or you have existing members. We need to do some goal setting sessions to get more existing people engaged in the nutrition program. And then this third one that I think is often overlooked is, let's talk about how do we have these informal conversations in between classes, during classes, to be intentional with keeping nutrition a consistent part of the message. Because if you don't make it a priority, your members are not going to make it a priority. Yeah,
I'm super excited to be surrounded by all the owners in 4.5 weeks from today. So I think I know this information is super timely. And I hope everyone listening is then super motivated, if you haven't already, to come join us in Nashville and learn more.
Love it. Lindsay, thank you for all that you do.
Thank you so much for having me today, Nicole.
I hope you enjoyed that podcast with Lindsay. If you are thinking, holy cow, that was a fire hose, there's a lot of actionable things that I should do, where should I start? At the end of the day, you need to ensure that you're delivering a professional and consistent experience with your nutrition coaching program. You need to make sure that it's up to the standard that you're expecting and wanting for your business. So if you have not done anything yet and you have a nutrition program, sign up as a client. Ensure that you are providing the service that you want. And if you're not, we would love to help you at HSN Mentoring. We've helped so many gym owners that have been trying to reinvent the wheel on their own, get systems, get structure, and really scale, grow, fast track their ability to help and impact more people in their community through a professional nutrition coaching program. So start there, sign up, see what it looks like. The next piece of the puzzle is getting your staff on board, consistent message around nutrition. After that, we want to make sure that we're revamping the sales process, ensuring that everyone who's involved in the sales process is on the same page. also we want to be making sure that we're meeting with our nutrition coach regularly. That ongoing support, ongoing accountability for your nutrition coach is what they need to stay engaged and really grow the program with you instead of them feeling like they're on an island. I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode. When I look at the gyms that have really scaled their nutrition coaching programs, have added 25+% of revenue from nutrition to their businesses, it is the gym owners that have done this stuff. They've done the work. They consistently make nutrition a priority in their message with their staff personally, and then making sure that nutrition coach or their nutrition coaching team is getting the support they need to scale and grow together. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Please don't forget to subscribe. Leave us a review. That really helps this podcast reach more people. And if you are looking to join us in Nashville, Tennessee for the Gym Accelerator Summit, we would love to see you. Click the link in the show notes and buy your ticket today. Hope to see you there. Bye.